chosen ones. This is about your sister. God is warning you about her hidden actions. Chosen one, heaven is intervening tonight, not through dreams, not through riddles, but through revelation. It all starts with someone you thought you really knew, your sister. Yep, that's her. Neither a stranger nor a symbol. This is something that's really close to me. And the Most High is lifting the veil, not to judge her, but to keep you safe. The Lord Most High has chosen this moment for you to discover what's been kept secret in the spiritual realm. Just take a moment to breathe and embrace the peaceful silence. This is a special Kairos moment just for you. Sometimes, the people we know best can be going through tough times, but there's hope on the horizon. It's not about judging, but about liberating. This isn't about dreams, visions, or people from distant places. Most High. This is about her, the one whose laughter you've enjoyed, whose pain you've overlooked, and whose presence you've relied on. But you know, beneath that familiar face, there's been a silence that's hard to overlook. Tonight, that silence is going to shatter. The Lord doesn't put anyone to shame. He shares to keep safe. And now he's spilling the beans on what she's been up to behind the scenes. It's not about anger. It's about kindness, looking out for your safety and what lies ahead. Let's make sure we move wisely. Let's keep it simple. No blame, no drama, just honest words shared calmly and confidently. Even now, her name is still ringing out in the spirit. It feels like Archangel Michael has been keeping a close eye on you. And there's this strong sense that heaven is really trying to get your attention with an important warning. The Archangel has a message for my chosen one. You might want to share it before it's too late. If they turn away, the heartbreak will just get worse. If they really listen, I'll turn their tears into something amazing. Psalm 30, verse 5. It might feel like the tears will never stop. But trust me, joy is just around the corner, waiting for the morning light. Just keep in mind, God isn't about confusion. He brings peace. 1 Corinthians 14, verse 33. Haven't you felt it? There's that chilly distance between you and her. There's this quiet sense of doubt, a strange echo in her laughter, and a strong feeling that something's off. That wasn't just paranoia, it was a real stroke of insight. She's not a bad person, but she walked into something that wasn't really in line with what God would have wanted. He kept giving chances, one after another. What was once hidden is now coming to the surface, all for your safety and her chance at redemption. This marks the start of healing, not only for a relationship, but also for a bloodline. There's a time when heaven stops, just hinting, and starts to talk in a way that's crystal clear. This is the moment we've been waiting for. It's not that you were looking for it, but rather that God decided it was the right time to share it with you. She might come across as quiet, soft-spoken, and even a bit tender-hearted. But if you look a little closer, you'll see there's a struggle happening beneath the surface that most people don't even know about. It was something that nobody noticed, not even she realized it. What started as a fleeting idea turned into a little secret, then developed into a routine, and eventually solidified into a spiritual practice. So, whether she intended it or not, that pattern is beginning to spill over into your life. Truth has a way of healing. It doesn't make you feel humiliated. The Most High doesn't bring shame. He's got a shield. He shares the truth to protect the innocent. The reward might be brought back, and those who are still standing might just stay that way. About 6 months back, she made a choice. It might have seemed small, but it was kind of like planting a seed in the dark. Since then, it has quietly and steadily taken root, and it's a bit concerning. The angel noticed it. The archangel kept a watchful eye. They handed out some warnings. Dreams came through. The doors were all blocked. But she just kept on walking. And now, it's not just her path that's in danger anymore. It's also yours. That's why you're getting this message today. I'm not trying to point fingers here, just getting ready. Let's take a look behind the scenes before it's too late. Scripture tells us, stay away from the fruitless deeds of darkness, and instead shine a light on them. Ephesians 5, verse 11. This isn't about judging anyone. It's all about feeling spiritually safe. So, the very fact that you're here, taking in these words, suggests that you've been given a special insight into the truth. That's definitely not just a coincidence. That's something special. You've been picked to bring some light into a spot where shadows have taken over. And you'll find that God will give you the strength to make it happen. This is just a little reminder, a gentle nudge to bring you back to what really matters, cutting through all the chaos of everyday life. The universe seems to celebrate when someone special starts to pay attention, especially when reality starts to challenge the cozy bubble of what we think is true. So, if you're still here, it shows you're more than just curious. You've been picked to confront what many shy away from. But listen closely. In just 3 days, something little is going to happen. It's so tiny that you might not even notice it. A text message, a late-night call, a quick visit, and a weird bank withdrawal. At first glance, it might look like just a regular thing, but in the spirit, it's going to be everything. That moment is going to be the turning point where the truth really comes to light. You'll definitely keep these words in mind. This was the sign, right? When it happens, just take a breath and stay calm. Let's not jump to conclusions. Don't let fear drown out your faith. Take a moment to breathe. Your sister isn't bad at all. Try not to let your thoughts go in that direction. No, she's still loved by God, still noticed by heaven, still capable of redemption, but she's ventured into something that was never intended for her. What she's caught up in is already affecting your life. Not tomorrow, not someday. This started out as something different, not a rebellion. It all started off pretty quietly, just like secrets tend to unfold. A decision made when feeling vulnerable, kept alive by not speaking up, and shielded by refusing to acknowledge it. What began as a quiet murmur in the night has turned into a shadow that now hangs around your home. The longer it stays under wraps, the bigger the fallout will be. She kept getting chances from God, one after another. She received warnings in her dreams, from people, and in those moments that nudged her conscience, but she just looked the other way. It's not that she's bad, it's just that she's been hurt. What she picked has really opened up a spiritual door, and now heaven is inviting you to help close it. Don't let looks trick you. She might come across as soft-spoken, gentle and kind, but there's a side of her that even she doesn't quite see. A version that's been shaped by a bit of give and take, a version influenced by fear. She decided something about 6 months back. The angels witnessed it. You could really feel the change in the spirit realm. That choice started a pattern, a cycle, and now you're sensing the pressure of it without really understanding why. You know that feeling of sudden exhaustion, those sleepless nights, and the unexpected tension that just hangs in the air. It's not just random, there's a spiritual aspect to it. You've been picked to figure this out because, out of everyone in your household, your spirit is the most awake. This isn't something God sent to your brother. He didn't send it over to your parents. He sent it your way because he figured your heart would pick up on the sound of truth, even if it stings a bit. The Lord disciplines those he loves and punishes each one he accepts as his child. Check out Hebrews 12, verse 6. They didn't choose you because you were the loudest. They picked you because you have a knack for noticing things. You've always felt that there was something about her that just didn't seem completely at ease. There was a quiet chaos hidden behind her calm smile. It was hard to accept, but you could feel the change starting to happen. It's subtle at first, nearly invisible, but then it becomes undeniable. The veil is coming apart, not to hurt her, but to help both of you out. What stays in the dark tends to fester, but when we bring things into the light, they can be healed. So, here's what the angels saw. Not too long ago, she found herself sitting alone one night. The room was pretty quiet, but you could definitely feel the weight in the air. Even though her lips were still, you could feel her soul crying out. She had to decide whether to turn to God or look for something else. And you know what? She picked the wrong altar. She entered into a spiritual agreement that heaven just couldn't support. And from that moment on, that decision started to blend into the fabric of your shared space. That's the reason you've been experiencing what you've been experiencing. It's more than just stress. It's more than just anxiety. It's all about getting exposure. But check this out. Heaven isn't putting her out there just to embarrass her. Heaven is revealing things to her to help her find redemption. You're the first to hear this truth because you're part of the rescue team. What's happening in 3 days might seem a bit minor. A random call, a strange email, a folder left open by mistake, but you know it won't be just a coincidence. It'll be the thing that sparks everything. The evidence you didn't even realize you were looking for. When that moment arrives, just take a breath and hold back your reaction. Let's not jump to conclusions. Just take a deep breath and stay calm. Take a moment to breathe. The warrior of light is here for you. The Spirit of God will help keep your voice steady. Looks like there's going to be a showdown. There has to be, but it won't be the type that tears a family apart. It'll be the type that cleanses. The Lord is close to those who are feeling broken and helps those who are feeling down. Psalm 34, verse 18. Yeah, I know this message might sting a bit, but the reason it hurts is that you love and you care. But when you care without being clear, it can lead to a bit of chaos. And trust me, heaven doesn't want that in your home. God is all about peace. But you can't have peace when there's deception around. Deception can look like your sister, not because she has anything against you, but because she's feeling scared. The only way to break that cycle is by shining a light on the truth you hold now. Here's what I'd like you to consider in your everyday life. When things get tense, try not to let your feelings take charge. When anger rises, just say, "Hold on a sec." Just say softly, "Lord, take over my tongue." Sometimes the biggest wins are the ones you achieve quietly. Sometimes the strongest confrontations come not from anger, but from a place of calm and spiritual balance. This is how God prepares his warriors. It's not about throwing punches or getting angry. It's about showing up, being aware, and having a calmness that takes the edge off the opponent. You're definitely not in this by yourself. That weird chill you experienced and that sudden tiredness, it's not your body just giving up on you. Your spirit is coming to life. You've been feeling it, even if you can't quite put it into words. So, the language is here, and guess what? The light has shown up too. And when that folder opens up and that secret comes to light, you'll definitely remember this moment. Instead of feeling hopeless, you'll stand tall with confidence because your spirit has been guided by something greater. You've got the heads up, but you're also ready to go. You know what? There might be something, a message, a file, a photo, or even a transaction, hiding out there in a spot you haven't checked yet. Your name is in there. When the light finally shines, you'll see why this message needed to be shared first. That moment isn't the end. It's going to be the bridge. The connection that exists between illusion and clarity, and between pain and purpose. Once you cross it, you'll find that you're not the same anymore. Take a moment to really notice what you're feeling in this moment. You feel that flutter in your chest, the heaviness behind your eyes, and that burning sensation in your belly. That's not really fear. That's prophecy coming to life right before our eyes. That's the Spirit of God nudging you to embrace your calling. Right now, you're the one who brings light, the one who helps restore peace, and you have the ability to see clearly even in the midst of chaos. This is the reason why Heaven's warrior reached out to you. This is the reason heaven put its trust in you. No need to tackle everything at once today. Just a heads up. You really want to stay alert because this next moment is something special. Messages like this, They just don't get written down. They've been assigned. They only get to the people who are meant to receive them. If you're still hanging around, it means you're the one. I know you weren't meant to be the first to hear this, but honestly, you're the one who's strong enough to handle it. The skies are still talking, and the guardian angel is right there, not looking away. This message goes on because something special is happening. Your sister might not notice the storm on the horizon, but you definitely will. It seems like you've begun to sense those tremors in some unusual dreams, seeing those repeated numbers and those phrases that just resonate a bit too much with me, truths quietly shared by surprising voices. That's definitely not just a coincidence. That's a brilliant strategy. The signs are here now, not tomorrow, not next week. This isn't just about what your sister has done, you know. It's all about what she was getting ready to do. She was getting close to a decision, a moment that could have brought about some spiritual debt, not just for her, but for you too. And that's why God needed to step in and share this message with you. Don't worry, it's not meant to scare you. It's here to save the day for you. The Most High wants you to open your spiritual eyes, even if what you're seeing feels a bit off or shakes up everything you thought you understood. Once you say yes, everything starts to change for the better. You'll see a difference in just 48 hours. It's just a little mix-up, a quirky chat, a phone call you weren't meant to catch, but somehow you'll end up hearing it. That's how God gently lifts the veil, with quiet precision and strength. This upcoming confrontation doesn't require any anger. You won't have to raise your voice. You know, God is really inviting you to find some stillness. Sometimes silence can speak volumes, especially when there's a powerful force behind it. When you talk, it'll be gentle yet carry a deep spiritual significance. She might say no, chuckle it off, or change the subject. But hey, don't worry too much, because the truth has a way of coming out, even if it's not welcomed at first. That's how heaven goes into battle, not using fists, but using light. In the next 24 hours after you say those words, the truth will come out, and you won't have to prove anything at all. It'll just come to light, like all truths do. So, the reason you're getting this insight isn't really about how long you've been around, your position, or what you know. It's all about how in tune you are with your spiritual side. You were always the one who picked up on things that others just overlooked, and heaven has truly honored that gift. But here's the tougher reality. There's some jealousy going on. Absolutely, there's jealousy hidden deep within your sister's heart. She just wouldn't say it out loud. She might not completely grasp it herself, but it's been there all along, intertwined with her thoughts, tucked away behind her smiles, lingering through holidays, birthdays, and all those years of pretending that everything was okay. It actually didn't start just yesterday. Actually, it goes way back to your childhood. Think about that moment that felt minor to you, but was huge for her. A look from someone who really matters. Just a casual remark. A comparison that hit hard. From that day on, a quiet bitterness started to take root. It really influenced her decisions. It influenced the way she stayed quiet. It really influenced her perspective on you. Even though she still loves you, the shadow of comparison has affected more than just her feelings. Her actions have really been affected by it. God is sharing this now, not to put either of you down, but to clear up the atmosphere that's been murky for way too long. So, whether you realized it or not, there's been some pushback in your life. It's not that you don't have faith, it's just that someone close to you has been a bit off spiritually. That's why it seems like your prayers have been taking their time. That's why finding peace has been a bit tougher. I get it, your emotions have been a bit all over the place lately. Now that the truth is out, it's time for heaven to start the healing process. Your sister is chatting with someone right now. A person you used to trust and maybe even had feelings for. So, when it's just the two of us, she's mentioned you. Not too harshly, not in an obvious way, but just enough to shift how things are seen, just enough to create a bit of confusion. And those seeds have really taken root. But God won't let deception thrive when His child is walking in truth. A lie might thrive in the shadows, but once it's exposed to the light of God, it simply fades away. No need to worry about defending yourself. Heaven has already come to your aid. The angels are on the move. Things are changing around us. You're getting ready, not for a physical fight, but for a win in your spirit. Get ready. Get ready to hold back when all you want to do is shout. Get ready to love her, even when the truth hits hard and feels like a betrayal. Get ready for a lift, because once this is cleared up, your blessings will flow freely. The thing you've been hoping for, the breakthrough, the connection, the confirmation, it wasn't turned away, it got pushed back. So, that delay wraps up right now. Now that we've spotted that deception, it can't hang around with your destiny anymore. If your chest is feeling tight at the moment, your eyes are getting a bit watery, and your body feels like it's shaking just a little, that's your sign right there. It's like heaven is saying, you're the one. Your spirit is like the vessel that heaven relies on to share the truth. And if it hurts a bit, keep this in mind. The pain that comes with the truth often paves the way to freedom. This isn't about destruction. This is all about purification. We're kicking off a journey of healing that spans generations. It all begins with you. Your sister will notice it soon too. A weight, something unusual that she just can't wrap her head around. Those are the angels around her spirit, starting their work not to break her, but to gently open her heart. Let's not judge her. Try not to react harshly. Let's keep her safe and not put her in the spotlight. Just stick close to God. What He's about to do through you is something your whole bloodline will be talking about. It's way bigger than just one conflict. This is about bringing back spiritual inheritance. He uncovers things that are profound and not easily seen. He understands what's hidden in the shadows, and light is always by His side. Daniel 2, verse 22. The angel of God's protection is right there behind you. And heaven hasn't taken its eyes off us for a moment. This message is coming to you instead of her for a straightforward reason. The toughest spirits often face the hardest truths, and that one is you. Take a moment to let this really sink in. Today, you're picking light instead of fog. You opt for sacred limits instead of the comfort of chaos, you know. Forgiveness is your choice, and it opens up your heart, while wisdom keeps your home safe. You opt for meaningful prosperity instead of spending just to show off. You pick being part of a community instead of being alone, valuing honesty instead of getting caught up in drama, and preferring a sense of order rather than feeling overwhelmed. If you decide to walk with the wise, you'll find yourself becoming wise too. Your calendar and budget become like sacred spaces where you show commitment and keep your peace intact. You decide to love your sister openly, welcoming her on a journey of healing, and turning away from any habits that undermine what God is creating in you. This whole message is like a path with 4 stones you can feel beneath your feet: understanding, limits, recovery, intentional success. Discernment is like a lamp that highlights the leak and identifies it. Boundaries are like the walls and doors that help keep love enjoyable. Healing is like the medicine that helps close wounds while still acknowledging they were there. When we seal the leaks, that's when prosperity with purpose really starts to flow, supporting the work that God has given you and taking care of the people He has placed in your life. When these 4 come together, your life turns into a peaceful home where goodness and mercy aren't just visitors, they're part of the family. Let's take a moment to pray and affirm what God has shared with us. Hey Father, I just want to take a moment to thank you for every chosen one who's hearing this right now. Thanks for shedding light on patterns without making anyone feel bad. Thanks for the wisdom that shows us how to protect our hearts, organize our days, and handle our resources with honesty. I'm going with God's plan. If this message has started to change your thoughts or the vibe around you, feel free to share a quick testimony. Your story isn't just a show, it's just a seed. Planting it here really makes faith grow in this community, and you can feel the prayers resonating even more around your home. Before we wrap things up, go ahead and say this confession out loud and let it guide your week. The Lord is like my guide. I've got everything I need. I get up and shine because His glory is shining on me. He has some really good plans for me, filled with hope and a bright future. I make my way with careful judgment. I make sure to keep my boundaries sacred. I try to forgive with a bit of wisdom in mind. I thrive with intention. I make sure to keep my prayer hour safe and sound. I'm all about giving with a happy heart and a solid plan. I think my work is pretty great. My home is like a cozy retreat. I'm really grateful for my family. My sister got an invitation to the light, and everything's set up safely and clearly. I'm feeling pretty steady. I've got everything I need. I've been sent. Do something kind for someone in a simple, quiet way. As you go along, just keep an eye out for the shepherd guiding you, the light shining brighter, the plan coming together, and the river flowing smoothly. Goodness and mercy aren't following you around to set you straight anymore. They're right there with you, keeping you company as you step into all the amazing things God has promised.